settle down, you future titans of industry. It's your boy Jordan Belfort, back in the house, and I'm about to drop a truth bomb that's gonna obliterate every fluffy feel-good lie you've ever been sold about how to start your day. Most people, they wake up soft. They journal about their feelings. They meditate to find their inner peace. And that, my friends, is why they stay broke. Stay soft and stay utterly mediocre. But listen up. A winner's morning is not for reflection. It's for activation. It's not for finding peace. It's for igniting aggression. It's not for journaling about your feelings. It's for forging a will of iron. Today, we're unleashing a 10-minute high-potency morning protocol designed to prime your mind and body for absolute domination. This involves no fluff, no woo-woo, no wasted seconds. Only a series of targeted, ruthless actions to sharpen your focus, instill an unshakable aggression, and set the tone for a day of relentless execution. Your first 10 minutes dictate the next 24 hours. Win the morning, win the day. Lose the morning, and you've already signed your surrender. This isn't about being comfortable, it's about being calibrated. It's about being calibrated. It's about becoming a weapon before the world even wakes up. Are you ready to stop wishing and start winning? Are you ready to seize your day every damn day by forging yourself into a winner in the first 10 minutes? Then buckle up, because the ritual begins now. 1. The war for the day, why the morning is non-negotiable. Listen up. The first rule of winning is simple. You win the morning, you win the day. And if you win enough days, you win your life. Most people give away their first hour, their most precious resource, to distractions, others' agendas, and the chaos of the world. That's why they're always playing defense. Your launch pad, your foundation. How you start your day determines how you live your life. It's not just a routine, it's a ritual. That first hour, that's your window, your launch pad, your foundation. Most people give it away. They wake up and they reach for the phone. They check messages. They check the news. They check what everyone else is doing. But what they don't check is themselves. They don't ask, what do I want today? What do I need to become? What am I building? Rhetorical question. If you don't program your mind in the first hour, who the hell do you think will? The world doesn't always have your best interests in mind. It'll feed you drama, distraction, noise, and before you know it, you're reacting to life instead of designing it. The early bird gets the edge. Mornings make or break your life. The early bird doesn't just get the worm, he gets the edge. Successful people know that the morning is sacred. It's a time to lead, not follow. To build momentum, not chaos. You've got two choices every morning. Wake up with intention, or wake up reacting to emails, messages, noise, and nonsense. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. You might say, Jordan, I'm not a morning person. Bullshit. Neither was I, until I realized that success didn't care about my preferences. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. The winners of this world don't leap out of bed with fireworks and fanfare. They decide, they train, they build a habit. So can you? Story time, the late riser who lost it all. I once had a very promising junior partner. Brilliant mind, had a knack for the market, but he was a late riser. Every morning he'd hit snooze, slowly roll out of bed, immediately grab his phone and scroll. He'd check the news, social media, whatever superficial garbage was out there. By the time he actually got to the office, he was already reacting to the market, reacting to calls, reacting to everyone else's agenda. He was always behind. I told him, you're losing the war before it even starts. You're letting the world program you. You gotta seize that first hour. He'd nod, but he wouldn't commit. He thought he could make up for it with late nights. He thought talent was enough. He was wrong. His competitors, less gifted but disciplined, were building their fortunes while he was still wiping sleep from his eyes, reacting to yesterday's news. He eventually lost his edge, lost his clients, and ultimately lost his career. Why? Because he lost the morning. He never understood that the first 10 minutes dictate the next 24 hours. 2, minute 1, 2. The anti-vision attack, igniting aggression. All right, first 2 minutes. This isn't about gentle awakenings. This is about generating raw, visceral aggression against mediocrity. We're gonna hit you with a cold, hard dose of reality right out of the damn gate. Staring into the abyss. Most people avoid thinking about what they don't want. They pretend it doesn't exist. Fools! It's the most powerful fuel for change. Create an anti-vision. Sit down with a notebook and brutally, honestly draw out everything you do not want in this life. What do you not want to look like? What do you not want your future to be? What do you not want your day to look like on an everyday basis? When you look at your anti-vision, you should feel profoundly uncomfortable. This discomfort, this visceral reaction to where you could end up if you don't take control, that's your fuel. That's the potent negative energy that should be used, not suppressed. Actionable step. Immediately upon waking, before your feet even hit the floor, visualize your anti-vision. See the poverty, the stagnation, the regret. Let that uncomfortable feeling burn. Let it ignite a cold, hard anger against complacency. Leverage negative energy. When you go into the gym, think of what your life would be without it. Where you could end up if you don't put your all into that workout. Somehow you just get very, very pissed. Negative emotions aren't bad, they exist. They should be used, not suppressed, but used for good. That feeling of being pissed, that's your fuel. The disgust trigger. Sometimes all it takes is one moment. A moment of profound disgust with your current reality. A moment where you say, I have had it. That could be the day your life begins. The day you can say, I've had it, may not be the day it ends, but the day it begins. The day the man's finally had it with mediocrity, with being a loser. He finally says, I've had it being on my knees in the dust looking for pennies. We are not living like this anymore. That could be the day that turns your life around. That's the emotional explosion that shatters complacency. Story time. The disgusted millionaire. I remember a client, a smart guy, but stuck in a rut. He complained endlessly about his financial situation, his dead-end job, his lackluster life. He wanted wealth, but he was comfortable with mediocrity. He always blamed external factors. I told him your problem isn't the economy, it's your comfort. You need to get disgusted. I made him perform this exact anti-vision exercise every morning. He had to sit there for 2 minutes staring at the abyss of where he'd be if he stayed the same. He hated it. He felt nauseous. But that feeling, that raw disgust started to burn. It ignited a cold, hard aggression in him. He stopped complaining and started acting. Those 2 minutes of pure, uncomfortable anger transformed his entire day. He went from a complaining customer to a wealth-building machine. 3, minute 3, 4, the purpose declaration, laser focus. All right, minutes 3 and 4. Now that you're burning with aggression, we're gonna channel that fire. We're gonna program your mind with laser focus on your target, your definite purpose. No more wandering, no more scattered energy. Your unwavering aim. A man or woman without a definite purpose is like a ship without a rudder, tossed by every wave, driven by the winds of circumstance. You must fix your mind on a single burning aim. One goal, one mission, one purpose that wakes you up in the morning and refuses to let you sleep at night. Actionable step. Immediately after the anti-vision, clearly articulate your definite purpose. Speak it aloud. Make it sharp. Make it undeniable. I will generate X amount of revenue by Y date by doing Z. This is the command center for your day. Clarity creates force. When your purpose is clear, your energy becomes focused. Distractions lose their power. Noise fades into silence. The petty opinions of others become irrelevant. Why? Because you're locked in. You know where you're going. You don't need approval when you've got a mission. Program your mind. If you don't program your mind in the first hour, the world will do it for you. This is your chance to program it. This daily declaration is your way of writing new grooves in your mind, ensuring your actions are aligned with your vision. Your subconscious will respond to this repetition. Story time. The CEO who woke up focused. I remember observing a CEO who was renowned for his laser-like focus. Every morning, he wasn't just checking emails, he was declaring his purpose. He'd spend 2 minutes eyes closed, visualizing his main objective for the day, for the week, for the quarter. He'd see the outcome, feel the victory, and then open his eyes with surgical precision. His competitors were still reacting to morning news headlines, letting external events dictate their focus. The CEO, however, had already programmed his internal GPS. His calls were sharper, his decisions quicker, his energy unwavering. He didn't just say he was focused because he meticulously programmed himself every morning. Those 2 minutes of purposeful declaration became the foundation for his entire day's dominance. 4 minute, 5 minute, 6. The execution trigger, immediate action. All right, minutes 5 and 6. Now that you're fired up and focused, it's time to activate the execution trigger. This is about shattering procrastination and building immediate momentum. No more waiting. No more hesitation. Very ready. You will never feel ready. Readiness is a lie sold to the weak. You don't prepare and then act. You act. And through that action, you become prepared. Courage is born in movement. Confidence is built in motion. Answers are discovered on the path, not before you take the first step. The 5-second rule. Your micro-action burst immediately upon finishing your purpose declaration. Pick one micro-action that directly moves you towards your biggest goal for the day. This should be an action so small, so simple, your brain can't say no. Then, use the 5-second rule. Count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and move. Don't overthink. Don't rationalize. Just do it. Actionable step. Could be sending that one difficult email, making that one intimidating call, opening that document you've been avoiding, or even just writing the first sentence of a critical report. The goal is to break inertia. Done is better than perfect. High achievers move fast, not recklessly, but decisively. They understand that done is better than perfect, that forward is better than flawless. They make a plan and then they move, adjusting along the way, but they don't stall, they don't freeze. They don't let the moment slip. Momentum is a weapon. Story time. The reluctant salesman's first call. I remember a young salesman I was training. He had all the product knowledge, every objection memorized, but he was terrified of making cold calls. He'd spend hours preparing, sharpening his pencils, reorganizing his desk, anything to avoid picking up the phone. He was stuck in endless preparation, a prisoner of his comfort zone. I told him your comfort zone is your coffin. You want to make money? You gotta act. I taught him the 5-second rule tailored for sales. Pick one name, any name, and in 5 seconds dial that number. No thinking, no hesitation. He hated it. He'd literally shake, but he committed. Those 2 minutes, forcing that first terrifying action, became the catalyst for his entire day. He learned that confidence doesn't come before action. It comes from action. He broke through his fear, one forced cold call at a time. He went from reluctant to relentless because he learned to trigger execution. 5 minutes, 7, 8. The mental fortress build, eliminating distraction. All right, minutes 7 and 8. Now that you've activated, it's time to build your mental fortress. This is about eliminating distractions with lethal precision, creating an impenetrable shield for your focus throughout the day. Attention is under attack. Your attention is a biologically limited resource. Every time you let yourself get pulled into a meaningless argument, scroll through junk content, or chase external drama, you're spending precious neurochemical fuel. Your energy reserves are what you need to build something meaningful. If you've scattered your attention across dozens of micro distractions throughout the day, there's nothing left in the tank for the things that actually matter. Actionable step. Spend 2 minutes preparing your immediate environment for deep, focused work. Put your phone on silent and in another room or a drawer. Close all unnecessary browser tabs and applications. Clear your desk. This is your monk mode activation. Guard the hour like treasure. Your dedicated focus time is sacred. Protect it from notifications. Favors meaningless tasks. If it doesn't grow you, it doesn't get your hour, period. This discipline allows you to operate with the focus of a killer. Silence as a weapon. The real breakthroughs happen in silence. Not when you're explaining yourself, not when you're proving your worth, but when you're sitting quietly doing the work no one sees. The absence of noise activates the brain's default mode network, enabling deep self-reflection, long-term vision, and identity consolidation. Clarity, direction, and identity are not found in noise, they're built in silence. Story time, the distracted mogul's comeback. I once saw a mogul. Incredibly wealthy, but he was losing his edge. He was constantly connected, multiple phones, emails dinging, endless meetings. He felt busy, but he was losing his killer focus. His attention was scattered like buckshot. He was letting the world hijack his mind. I told him, your connectivity is your weakness. Your bleeding potential. You need to build a mental fortress. I taught him this exact 2-minute ritual. Prepare his workspace, shut down all notifications, and banish his phone. He resisted at first, feeling disconnected, but he committed. He learned that when he removed external distractions, his mind became clearer, sharper. He reclaimed his mornings for deep strategic work. He went from reactive to proactive, from busy to brilliantly effective. He didn't just regain his focus, he regained his dominance. Oh, 6-minute 9. 10, the physical jolt embodied discipline. All right, minutes 9 and 10. This is where we seal the deal. This is the physical jolt that embodies discipline, primes your body for action, and releases the internal aggression you've ignited. Embodied discipline. Discipline doesn't start in the mind, it's embodied. It starts with how you breathe, how you sleep, how you fuel, how you move. When you stop treating the body and mind as separate, you unlock exponential progress. Physical training isn't a luxury or a side habit, it's the foundational protocol for mental focus, emotional stability, and long-term behavioral change. Actionable step. Immediately do a short, intense burst of physical activity. 20 mice, 30 push-ups, 30-second plank, a quick set of burpees. Anything that gets your blood pumping and signals to your body. We are in motion. We are ready to dominate. This is not for a workout, this is for activation. Energy for achievement. Your body is the engine of your life. And if the engine fails, it doesn't matter how big your dreams are. When health breaks down, everything slows down. Energy is the fuel for achievement. Want more focus? Move. Want more drive? Sweat. Want more peace? Breathe deeply. Pressure creates diamonds. Life is about ups and downs. Pressure, insecurities, and challenges. Pressure can create diamonds, or it can bust a pipe. What will you do with the pressure you're under? Will you allow it to bust the pipe, or will you step into the uncomfortable and realize that pressure can be turned into something valuable like a diamond? This physical jolt is a microdose of pressure, priming you for the bigger challenges. Story time. The Olympian's first minutes. I once worked with a former Olympian, a true champion. His morning routine wasn't long, but it was surgical. He didn't just wake up and stretch, he immediately hit a short burst of intense physical activation. A few minutes of calisthenics, a set of explosive jumps, even a quick cold shower. He wasn't doing it to get fit. He was doing it to signal to his body, it's game time. He told me my body is my machine. I prime it for war before it even sees the battlefield. This physical jolt embodied his discipline. It released a surge of energy, sharpened his mind, and instilled an aggressive readiness. He went from 0 to 100 in 10 minutes, ready to attack his day. He learned that true discipline isn't just mental, it's physical. It's about forging your entire being into a weapon. Be 7 beyond the 10 minutes, sustaining the edge. This 10-minute ritual isn't the finish line, it's the launch pad. It's the installation of your godlike operating system that sets the tone for the entire day. The power of time blocks. This morning activation sets you up for deep focused work sessions. Aim for 45 to 90-minute monk mode. Time blocks immediately after your ritual. This is where the real building happens. Relentless consistency. The discipline of a god is built through the eternal grind. Persistence is not inspiration. It is the ability to keep moving when the inspiration dies. It is the discipline to continue long after the mood has left. You must commit to showing up every day, even when it's boring, painful, or you don't feel like it. The unseen predator. Your dedication to this ritual, done in silence, without seeking external validation, is building your power. The work done in silence matters more than anything else. When you're not being seen right now, don't mistake that for failure. It might be the greatest advantage you have. Because in the shadows, without the pressure of performance, you're free to evolve without interference. And when that internal shift becomes undeniable, it won't need to be announced. The world will notice when it's ready. Identity transformation. Discipline isn't a punishment. It's a path, a bridge, a gift you give to your future self. Every time you follow through, you strengthen your character, you build your confidence, and you gain momentum. You prove to yourself that you are the kind of person who follows through. This is how you change your identity. Story time, the wolf's daily reign. For me, this wasn't just a concept. It was my daily reality. Every morning, regardless of the hangover, regardless of the chaos, regardless of the pressure, I had my ritual. It wasn't 10 minutes then, but it was that same brutal intention. I'd hit my anti-vision, program my purpose, trigger my first action, shut down all noise, and hit a physical jolt. This wasn't reflection. This was activation. My competitors, my rivals, they were still dealing with the noise in their own heads, still reacting to the market. But I had already won the morning. I had forged my will. I had sharpened my focus to a killer's edge. This ritual gave me an undeniable competitive advantage. It allowed me to stay one step ahead, to see opportunities they missed, to strike with precision they couldn't comprehend. It wasn't about being liked, it was about being unleashed. You've heard it all. The blueprint for this 10-minute morning ritual that forges winners. This isn't just about starting your day. It's about transforming your life. One brutal, high-potency minute at a time. We said dissect. Why the morning is your war, not a gentle awakening. How to ignite aggression with your anti-vision. How to channel that fire with a laser-focused purpose. How to trigger immediate execution and shatter procrastination. How to build a mental fortress against distractions. How to embody discipline with a physical jolt. And how this ritual sets you up for a day, a week, a life of relentless domination. This isn't a suggestion. It's an ultimatum. Are you going to stay soft, letting the world dictate your day, hoping for motivation to strike? Or are you going to seize your morning, forge your will, and become the kind of winner who dictates their own destiny? Remember, your first 10 minutes dictate the next 24 hours. Win the morning, win the day. This isn't just about waking up early. It's about waking up powerful. Install this operating system now. Your destiny awaits. Go get it.